Take a look at fun outside the ballpark. Our game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 58 degrees here at the yard, so the temperature is down for what we're used to, at least this past week. 15 miles per hour, that's the winds. 84% humidity, and it is cool. All right, let's take a look at the Diamondbacks starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll go like this. It'll be Drew Upton and Kelly Johnson. Chris Young will be the cleanup hitter. And then Adam LaRoche, who's had pretty good numbers against the Giants this year. Reynolds will hit sixth. Then it's Montero, Parra, and Barry Enright, the kid, on the hill.
Giants defense is brought to you by Black Diamond Brewing Company. Burrell, Torres, and Guillen are the outfield. Uribe and Sandoval on the left side. Sanchez and Huff on the right side. Buster Posey doing the catching tonight, and on the mound for your San Francisco Giants. Tim Lincecum starting pitcher stats are brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. And if you just saw a second ago, Tim Lincecum broke out into a sprint to the mound. I like what I saw right there. He takes the hill for the 27th time this year, looking to snap his streak of 4 consecutive losing decisions. That's the first time in his career he's lost 4 games. He's 0-4 with the 8.38. In those 4 games, the league's hitting .333 against him. But throw all the stats out the window tonight for Tim Lincecum. He's just got to go out there, forget about mechanics, forget about analyzing everything. Just go out there and be a bulldog with a closer's mentality and compete.
All right, the Diamondbacks in for 3. And it'll be Stephen Drew to lead things off. Lincecum with his 27th start. He's got a different look. He's got the Zito socks, although these have stirrups. He's got the pant legs pulled up high. And he is ready to roll. First pitch of the ball game is very high, so we get started. 7:16 on a cool night. Drew takes a pitch high. The home plate umpire is Dale Scott, so you already know that Dale Scott will not call the high strike. And Lincecum just misses low and away. It's 3-0. 4 RBIs yesterday for Stephen Drew. He had a great series in San Diego. He went 7 for 14, and he had 3 big flies and a 4-pitch walk to start out the ball game.
Here's a Toyota keys to the game. Lincecum's got to block out the bat and let the good in. Forget about what happened before this. Go out and be a bulldog, compete like I just said. Throw the stats out the window and throw some strikes. You got to stay hot on offense. The Giants scored 38 runs in that last series against the Reds at a warm AT&T Park. It's a little cooler tonight, but the offense is hot. And you got to play every game like it's your last. It's a pennant race right now. You have to go out there from here on out, leave it all on the field, everything you got for 3.5 hours.
Here's Upton. And Lincecum decides the heck with the fastball, and he flops in a strike, and it's 0-1 to Upton.
That's a good call by Buster Posey right there. Slow him down a little bit. Let him find his release point. Get a strike. Now go back to the heater.
Upton's numbers are very good against Lincecum. Drew with his lead. And it's low. 1 ball and 1 strike. The umpires tonight, Dale Scott. We mentioned him. And then it's Jerry Meals, Dan Ayasagna, and then DJ Rayburn. 1 ball and 1 strike to Upton. Upton yesterday, the Diamondbacks had a big day yesterday as they finally beat the San Diego Padres, and they won 11-5. So some of these Diamondbacks had good days, including Upton, who went 3 for 5. Shows bunt, and that fastball is down low. So right now the fastball, at least location-wise, is not there for Lincecum. He's just trying to get his feet on the ground here in the first inning. Drew with his lead. And a foul down the right field line. So Lincecum got into the strike zone at 92 miles per hour, and the count is even at 2-2.
And this is where Lincecum has to be careful. He's focusing so much right now on just throwing strikes. You have to control the running game. Stephen Drew, a threat to run at first base. And a lot of times, as we've seen in the past with Lincecum, they get so focused on the hitter, they'll forget about the base run.
Drew does not go, and this is poked foul. So kind of an emergency swing for Upton. If anything, he did what he wanted to do. He didn't want to put that ball in play. Very happy, I'm sure, that he fouled it off. Drew with 6 steals. He's been thrown out 3 times. And Lincecum will check on him on a toss to Aubrey Huff.
What do you got on the look with Lincecum tonight? You digging the high socks? I mean, we've analyzed everything else with him. We might as well break down his new look with the stirrups.
I need to get used to it. Let's put it that way. 2-2. And now Upton steps out. Upton, as the wind is blowing, and hitters are going to get stuff blown into their eyes. Very much like Candlestick. The guys would have to stop all the time. Two balls, 2 strikes. Upton nubs this one, and it's going to roll foul.
Good pitch right there with 2 strikes down to the zone, trying to expand with Upton. You talk about the Diamondbacks as a team, 1,178 strikeouts, leads all of baseball. They and the Florida Marlins are the only ones with over 1,000 strikeouts. And you look at the big stride by Lincecum right there, the release point, getting it out in front, getting on top of the baseball.
That was a changeup. 2-2. Buster Posey working those signals. Lincecum said, all right, that's the one I want. And he fouls it off the screen. Came back with a fastball. Padres and Phillies are underway in San Diego. That's a game we'll keep an eye on. And the Dodgers are in Colorado for a weekend series. Todd Helton was homered in that ball game. Colorado leads LA 1-0. That game is in the 4th. Right now it's Upton facing Lincecum with Drew at first base. Got him. And that's a good sign as Upton departs, and here's Kelly Johnson.
Good changeup by Lincecum right here. Darting down on the strike zone. Upton with his 145th strikeout. So, you know, once Lincecum got to 2 strikes, he had a chance right there, as he does with every single Diamondbacks hitter tonight. You look at the grip right there. That actually looks like a slider grip. So maybe that was just a little tight slider. Pardon me, not a changeup, but regardless, the same outcome, a strikeout and a swing through, which is always key for Lincecum.
Here's Kelly Johnson. Johnson swings and misses. He's had a good year. He's got 19 home runs. He's got 56 RBIs. He does not hit Lincecum well. He is 3 for 21 with 11 strikeouts. 0-2.
See, that's the changeup. Whenever it darts down and away from a lefty hard like that, you know he's got the good one going on. Watch him get on top and inside of this pitch. And your brain is telling you fastball for about 56 feet. The last second you go to commit to it, it's not there.
Well, he's thrown 2 in a row. Will he throw 3 in a row? He throws a breaking ball.
I mean, getting back to that stat, 1,178 strikeouts, 1,180 strikeouts right now. This game suits up well for Tim Lincecum in the double-digit strikeout mark, but what he wants to do is doesn't want to get into a strikeout fest, because then his pitch count's going to go high. Maybe he doesn't go so deep into the baseball game, but just look at the mechanics, look at the stride right there, something he's been working on. I heard Mike talking about it in his last out. He's trying to stay more upright and not spin off to the first base side, stay more linear, stay on top of the baseball. And if you do on the changeup, generally that's when you're going to get the good down break on it.
Here's Chris Young. Young hitting .268. Again, most of these Diamondbacks do have big offensive numbers, but struggles against Lincecum. But all these guys, if they get a pitch, they can bang it out, no problem. It's 2-0.
I'm surprised Stephen Drew hasn't tried to steal. You saw that graphic on Tim Lincecum and the success the teams have had against him in stolen bases. Kirk Gibson's really stressed since he's become the manager to run the base as well. I think with the Diamondbacks early in the season, it's feast or famine. They either hit a home run or strike out, so they're trying to run the bases a lot more effectively.
Well, maybe Buster Posey has had something to do with that.
Yeah, that would scare me at first base for sure, that cannon he has behind the plate. But a lot of times you can steal off a pitcher, especially a pitcher as slow to the plate as Lincecum.
And a strike, 3-1. Young maybe taking all the way. We won't know, but if he likes this pitch, he's not going to be taken. If Drew was ever going to go, it'd be here. He does not. Swing and a miss, 3-2. I don't know what Chris Young is going to do, but if he were to strike out, this place is probably going to get very loud.
Well, that would be cool if you saw when Tim Lincecum went down to throw his warm-up pitches and get ready for this baseball game. He got a standing ovation down the left field line. The ballpark is behind him. Giants fans are with him.
No swing. A couple of former Giants. Joe Youngblood is at third, and over at first, he's on the Wall of Fame, and that's Matt Williams, the big Marine. 5-time All-Star. Woody's here. Woody's in the Shed Wall of Fame. He's also on the Wall of Fame here at AT&T Park as Adam LaRoche takes a pitch down low, and Rob Nentz on that Wall of Fame. There's 4 guys right there that I consider terrific friends, and really one of them a great teammate. The others just terrific Giants. Strike to LaRoche. Joe Youngblood and I go back to Venezuela together as teammates in 1974.
Isn't he the only big leaguer to get a hit on 2 different teams in the same day?
On the ground, foul. It's 1-2. Joe Youngblood came over to the Giants, I believe it was in 1984. He's here for 4 really good years. Good player. Came up with that Big Red Machine team. 1-2 to Adam LaRoche. High drive, right field, and gone. And it's a 3-run shot, and it's 3-0 Arizona. So the first inning again hurts the Giants.
Well, that just took the wind right out of this ballpark. If you saw the pitch before, it was a hanger, and that one just said hit me. Had hit me written all over it. And LaRoche did what he was supposed to do with that pitch. The wind not blowing that hard out to right field, but he got all of that. You cannot square up a ball any better than that.
So Lincecum was a strike away from out of the inning with Chris Young. And instead, 3-0 Diamondbacks.
It'll be interesting to see what he does right now. We talked about he needs to go out there, compete tonight, and show that he's got that bulldog mentality. Little adversity early in the game. How do you deal with it?
Giants on Wednesday fell behind 4-0. Reynolds, he can hit one out like there's nothing to it, although he strikes out a ton. He's got 28 home runs. He's got 73 RBIs. He's 3 for 19 against Lincecum with 12 strikeouts. And that'll do it. Lincecum strikes out the side. He's going to walk off disappointed. It's up to the offense. It's 3-0 D-backs.
Johnson and LaRoche on the right side, and Miguel Montero doing the catch, and on the hill for the Diamondbacks, Barry Enright, the right-hander out of Pepperdine, making his 11th career start. Fastball, slider, curveball, change, fastball right around 90 miles an hour. He's a command control guy. Has to be able to throw any pitch in any count to be successful. He's a fierce competitor, and Kirk Gibson says about him, very smart, very well prepared. He knows how to pitch. He knows how to compete. He knows how to locate, and he's a very good hitter, hitting .350 on the season.
So Barry Enright facing Andres Torres. Torres hitting .287, 13 home runs, 57 driven in. Had a good series against the Reds. Buster Posey and then Aubrey Huff. On the ground, foul. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, this is where that big comeback the other day comes in handy if you're the San Francisco Giants. You came back, it was 10-1. You were down by 9 after 4 1/3. So that 3-0 doesn't look so bad after a half an inning.
Outside 2-2.
And that's what coming from behind does as a ball club. Yeah, they didn't finish it. They didn't get the job done. They didn't get the big W. But now as a team, you feel like there's no lead that's insurmountable.
2-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. He got him. This is after Adam LaRoche hit the home run. Watch Stephen Drew, who was on base, and clearly they think that they picked up something on Lincecum.
Yeah, maybe in the stretch right there. He's saying that he saw something, and trust me, I was that guy. I used to be the CIA guy in the dugout trying to look for anything from the pitcher, see if he was tipping off his pitches, and right there with that shot of Drew, hey, there's cameras everywhere. If you got a guy, you got to go back in the tunnel and tell guys.
Right now, an 89-mile-an-hour fastball is tying up the Giants as Buster Posey coming in at .332. 10 home runs, 49 driven in. Just inside. Aubrey Huff to follow.
And it looked like it was something in the stretch. If you saw him, he was going how Lincecum puts the ball into his glove. And a lot of times you can go in for one pitch at a certain angle, the other pitch maybe a little bit higher, you pick something up, then you got the pitches. Then it makes it a lot easier as a hitter. If you're up there and you know what's coming, then you have to be a little more fine focused. Just because you say you know a fastball is coming, you don't swing. You say, hey, okay, I see something right here. I know a fastball is coming. Try to make it be in a certain zone, and then you unload. And who knows, maybe he saw something at first base while he was standing on first base. I mean, he was there for a lot of pitches. Maybe he caught something out of the corner of his eye in his lead.
2 walks in that first inning. 2-2 to Buster Posey. Posey on the ground. It's a bad hop, but recovering is Johnson. 2 outs. And here's Aubrey Huff.
And as a hitter, you always want to know the out pitch. If you can have the out pitch from a pitcher, say if you can know a Lincecum changeup is coming, that nasty one that we saw dart down the way from a left-hander. If you can take that pitch out of the equation, you see something as a hitter and you know that's coming, well, that's almost an automatic take because that pitch is rarely a strike.
Huff looks at a strike. On deck is Pat Burrell. 3-0 Arizona on a 3-run home run by Adam LaRoche. Pat Burrell to follow.
When you talk to Diamondbacks people about Barry Enright, they're gushing. They're saying this guy is a polished kid. It's only his 11th major league start. He went to Pepperdine University, roommates with Colorado manager Jim Tracy's son. These guys say this is a good pitcher and a good person.
Hit on the ground to LaRoche, and that'll end the inning. After 1, 3-0 D-backs.
Monday, August 30th through Wednesday, September 1st. What's the dynamic deal of the week? Viewed reserve left field tickets for all 3 games versus the Rockies, only $6. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. To purchase the tickets, visit sfgiants.com.
Here's Montero, who takes high. Montero, Parra, and then the pitcher, Enright. Montero hitting .287 with 8 home runs, 31 RBIs, 3 for 23 against Lincecum. Skies this one to center field, and when it comes down, it's going to be at the wall and caught by Torres. Where that would have gone Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
I was just going to say that. Last series, that ball's maybe off the batting eye when it was warm here. Just a center cut fastball, 90 miles an hour right down the middle. Montero all over it. Well, Lincecum's not fooling anybody right now. Stuff is kind of flat. His slider isn't really there. His changeup, he's thrown a couple good ones.
Here's Parra hitting at .245 with 3 home runs, 24 RBIs. And he bunts it foul. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Velocity's been in the low 90s, 90 to 91. And like I always say, not real concerned about the velocity with Lincecum. It is what it is at this point. I think a lot has been made about it. But the command, if you watch Buster Posey's glove, the fastball ain't hitting spots.
Rolls this one over to Freddie Sanchez, 2 outs. And that'll bring up Enright, who's a pretty good hitter.
Yeah, we were talking before the game. If this was Bumgarner versus Enright, it might be an American League game with 9 hitters in the lineup. This guy can hit.
So he's 7 for 20. He's also 2 for 2 lifetime against Lincecum as he fouls this one down.
Hardest fastball of the night right there, 92. Not taking him lightly.
Rolls it foul, 0-2. On deck is Stephen Drew. Hit on the ground to Juan Uribe. And that'll end the inning on the ground ball to short. Giants are coming up. Burrow will lead it off.
9-pitch inning. Very nice.
Dream. A couple of facts and figures for you. The Giants posted the largest comeback in team history. They overcame a 10-1 deficit on Wednesday at one point to take the lead. The Reds and Giants combined for 57 runs. That's the most ever scored in a 3-game series here at AT&T Park. It was also the first time, guys, since 1953, the Giants scored 11 runs or more in 3 straight games. And the first time since 1933, the Giants knocked out 17 or more hits in 3 consecutive games. FP, I say that's good Twitter content.
Amy, you always have good Twitter content. Without a doubt. Follow Amy G on Twitter. She's awesome.
Here's Pat Burrow. It'll be Burrow, Guillen, and Sandoval. One ball and 1 strike. Pat Burrow hitting at .274 with 12 home runs, 35 driven in. Burrow lines it to right. Upton's not going to get it. And that'll bring up Jose Guillen.
Nice piece of hit by Pat Burrow right here. Just taking a sinker on the inner half of the plate, getting his hands inside the baseball. We talk to pitchers all the time. They hate hitters that get their hands inside the ball. They have no holes in their swing. And with Pat right here, he'll take that single every time. Nice piece of hit.
Guillen at 371. Takes the first pitch strike. See his numbers against Arizona. Guillen at one point did wear a Diamondbacks uniform. Squibbed off the end of the bat. Could be a pair. That's one, and that's two. .363 on the double play. And that'll bring up Pablo Sandoval.
And that's what Enright will do to you. Change his speed. He throws any pitch and any count. As a hitter, he'll keep you off balance. He makes a living on that. Right there, he got Guillen to commit to the changeup, hit it off the end of the bat. And the Diamondbacks, knowing their runner, had a lot of time to turn that double play.
Here's Sandoval at 276. And that pitch is high. Sandoval, 11 home runs, 56 driven in. Bounces this one foul. 1 ball and 1 strike.
As a hitter, when you face a guy like Enright, you're just looking for the ball up in the strike zone. Enright makes his living on working quick, throwing any pitch at any count, staying down in the strike zone. So you don't necessarily sit on a pitch. You're just looking for location. You're making that sinker be up in the zone, the changeup up in the zone. You're looking for something up.
1 and 2.
Like that right there. But that must have late life. That looked like a Matt Cain type fastball to me. You see Cain all the time with the 91, 92 mile an hour fastball that guys swing through. Right there, Pablo Sandoval obviously looking for fastball. That 90 looked like 95.
On the ground to short. Drew charges. He's got it. And that ends the inning. Through 2 innings, it's 3-0 Arizona. All right, Tuesday, August 31st, as this ball is driven out the triples alley. And Drew is on the move. Guillen is going to dig it out, but it's not going to be good enough to keep Drew from reaching third. So that's how the third inning gets started, on a triple off the bat of Stephen Drew.
Kuiper talked about the last series, 7 for 14 with 4 doubles and 3 home runs. And right now, everything Tim Lincecum has scored is right out over the strike zone. These guys are on everything. You see Guillen right there giving it the chase, but that's an easy stand-up triple for Stephen Drew, the hottest hitter on the Diamondbacks.
So here's Upton. Giants will play the infield in. You know, Lincecum, a strikeout guy. He knows how to do it, and that's what he needs to do here. And Upton is behind 0-1.
And when we had that shot of Stephen Drew in the dugout, it seemed like he knew what was coming maybe out of the stretch. Maybe he knows what's coming out of the windup. But he hit that one like he absolutely positively knew what was coming.
Upton waves at a pitch in the dirt. 0-2.
That's the best breaking ball of the night right there.
On deck is Kelly Johnson. Upton and Johnson both struck out in that first inning. This should be good enough to get a run home. We'll find out. Guillen catches. Here's his throw, and it is just a little late as Drew slides in, and it's 4-0.
Good throw by Guillen right there. Got behind the baseball. We all know about his arm. That's an absolute hose from medium right field. Buster Posey with a good pick right there, but just a little too late because of the speed of Stephen Drew. That was an 0-2 pitch that was supposed to be elevated. He threw it right down the middle.
Here's Kelly Johnson. Johnson struck out in the first. Fastball is just outside. Shot to right, and it'll be on one hop to Jose Guillen's. All right. Take a look. This is Adam LaRoche when he hit the home run, and in the background, take a look. On the left is the first pitch of the at-bat. There's the tip to say where it's going to be. On the right, watch him nod his head. It's coming in. There it is. This pitch is coming inside, and he hit the home run.
A little gamesmanship, it goes on all the time. But I'll tell you this, if you're relaying pitches from second base, we should be able to see it. We should know what it is, especially on TV, and I'm sure the Giants have it in their dugout. But it's part of the game. It goes on everywhere. And I don't know how advantageous it is to have location right now because Tim Lincecum isn't quite as sharp as he normally is. He isn't hitting the spot, but you know, at second base, if you figure out a sequence, a lot of times you'll see guys relay pitches and location to the hitter.
Well, with a guy that's 5 in one lifetime against 18, I think they'd be happy to get location.
Well, they got it right there, and you saw what he did with it. You saw the result. And when you have the hitter at the highest level, when he knows what's coming and where it's coming, they're going to put the barrel on it more times than not.
Hit on the ground into the hole, a base hit. Tuesday, August 3rd against the Rockies, a 7:15 start. It's Jewish Heritage Night presented by the Jewish National Fund. Need a special $20 event ticket. Ticket proceeds will benefit the Jewish National Fund and other nonprofits in the Jewish community. 415-972-2298.
Well, a lot of times I think that's on the catcher when you talk about Stephen Drew at second base, maybe Buster Posey being a young catcher. You usually see guys set up late. And what I mean by that is once you get the sign down, whatever sequence it is, first sign, last sign, first sign after two, whatever the case may be, the catcher will then set up to location, meaning he'll hop inside if he wants a fastball inside. He'll hop outside if it's a fastball outside. And many times you'll see a young catcher set up far too soon. They'll set up soon enough to give the guy at second base an opportunity to relay location. And when you know location, if it's in, I'm telling you what, 9 times out of 10, it's a fastball. So once you get location, you see a catcher set up in, you're sitting dead red.
Well, Johnson's now at second base.
I'll tell you what, I couldn't play nowadays because there's so many cameras everywhere. You guys would have me 10 different ways at second trying to do this. And it happens every single day. This isn't something that's out of the norm.
Down the right field line, headed into the corner. This is a foul ball.
And quite honestly, right now, I mean, Tim Lincecum's stuff is flat. It's not sharp. He's out over the plate with everything. His fastball is 90 with not a lot of late life. And you look at this pitch right here, that's a decent pitch down in the strike zone. But I don't see that crispiness that I saw in St. Louis for 4 innings his last outing. He had that nasty off-speed pitch going. His fastball was jumping at 94. He was throwing to location. And he looks like he's in a bit of a scuffle tonight for whatever reason. And trust me, there's nobody rooting harder for this guy than me. I want to see him get right. I want to see him lead this team to the promised land and go to the postseason.
There's a strike at the knees. 1-2.
But it's tough, man. If you've played this game long enough, it doesn't matter who you are. You've had to go through struggles. It's how you react to those struggles, how you come out on the other side. And right now we're seeing Tim Lincecum fight.
Rolled foul. One and two. And he got him.
Good pitch right there. You talk about throw the speed gun out, throw the mechanics out. It's all about hitting spots right there. Buster Posey setting up on the inner half of the plate, not moving his glove an inch, burying that fastball in the inner third. And there's not a whole lot you can do about that if you're LaRoche.
Here's Reynolds. Reynolds pops this one, and it's going to be out of play. 3 hits in the inning, a triple, and then 2 singles. In the dirt, Buster Posey all over it, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Pretty quick for a big man.
Like a cat. He used his glove to stop it and said, I don't need you anymore, glove. I'm going to run over there without you. You did your job. I'm going to find the baseball and pick up my target and be ready to fire. See, I don't need my glove anymore. Good job of stopping the baseball.
1-1 to Mark Reynolds. Just off the plate, 2 balls and 1 strike. Bullpen is tired and chewed up. Lincecum needs to pitch some innings in this game. The day off obviously helped yesterday, but a lot of work from the bullpen in that Red Series. And Lincecum now will pause and chase Kelly Johnson back. 55 pitches. On the ground. Side retired. 4-0 D-backs. with Juan Uribe to lead things off. And a strike. Uribe hitting at .254 with 17 home runs, 71 RBIs. Shoots this one up the middle, and it's going to be a seeing eye base hit. Kevin Woodstain's legendary performance presents this date in baseball history. On August 27th, 2002, Barry Bonds slugs 3 home runs and a double to lead the Giants to a 7-4 win over the Rockies. It's the 4th 3-home run game of his career.
Those are great during the game. But I like that tape you guys have of the one he hit in BP up to the purple seats.
A mile high.
My favorite one.
Here's Sanchez. Sanchez hitting .280 with 3 home runs, 33 driven in. And he looks at a first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Sanchez had a good series against the Reds on Monday. All he did was go 4 for 5. On Tuesday, all he did was go 4 for 4. Came back Wednesday and had an off day. He went 1 for 2. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, you saw it the other day on Wednesday. Giants were down and they put a bunch of good at-bats together. A lot of times in the dugout you'll hear guys say need base runners, and that's what you got to do. Chip away. It's only 4-0 right now. Base runner here, base runner there. Next thing you know, you pop one out of this ballpark, you're right back in the ballgame.
Yep. Just string together some good at-bats. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And get to the Diamondbacks bullpen. Not the greatest bullpen in the world. If you can get Enright out of this baseball game as soon as possible, it would be very advantageous to the San Francisco Giants.
Lincecum on deck.
Think Freddie Sanchez wanted an off day yesterday?
No. He did not. He probably took BP somewhere. On the ground, foul. Probably found one of those batting cages where you put in a buck and you get 25 hacks. You know, the ball that comes out of a hole.
The lights go on.
And you get no timing whatsoever.
Yeah.
The ones that'll put you in a slump for a year.
The ball's on you so quick, you can't even see it coming. All of a sudden, the little green light goes on. And you're in the 70-mile-an-hour cage, which is like 170 because you can't see the arm. When you're locked in like that, you want to play double headers. You want to play every single day. It's just weird how that thing goes. I was watching Ryan Howard on TV, and they asked him today, what's the most talked about subject at first base? And he said he always asks guys when they get down there, where does your swing go? One day you get 4 hits, the next day you don't know where it is. Did it go on spring break? Where's my swing? And then all of a sudden, just like that, it comes back.
Base hit, right field. His swing is there, folks.
Giants Baseball is brought to you by Resident Evil Afterlife in 3D in theaters September 10th. That'll be a good one.
Lincecum will be asked to bunt. Pretty reliable in that department. Although LaRoche pretty good at first, Reynolds pretty good at third. As he takes this one and it's down low. Enright, if you can hit, I always felt like if you can hit, you can probably field your position too.
He's a good athlete all the way around. He's good at holding base runners, good at the plate. But this is where if you want a rebate on second base, got to get a good secondary. You get to third base on any bunt.
There's the bunt. And it is perfect.
And you never know, maybe something like that can pick Tim Lincecum up. He did a good job last inning, finding his fastball location. Anytime you go back to the dugout and you get high fives as a player, it makes you feel good. And if you heard the crowd right there, nice little ovation. When you're in a pennant race, little things like this, getting a sacrifice bunt down. You're down 4-0. It's the third inning. Get the guys in scoring position. Chip away. Every bunt becomes huge. Every little 90 feet advance by the base runners becomes huge because every game means so much.
Torres struck out in the first, so Torres has had a chance now to take a good look at Barry Enright. And he looks at a strike. "59 extra base hits." How about that?
Look at the big boys he's up there with, too.
Wow.
Love it.
Enright almost picked Reynolds off.
I don't know what that was all about. Maybe looking for a squeeze play by Bruce Bochy, but I don't think when you're down by 4 runs in the third, you're going to squeeze. That might be a case of overthinking a little bit.
Pop up on the breaking ball. And Reynolds puts it away. Well, that was unproductive, and here's Buster Posey. Buster Posey bounced out in the first inning. Dave Fleming, by the way, will be coming in to do innings 4, 5, and 6. I will head over to the KNBR side. Low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Defense for the Diamondbacks has really shifted over to the right side for Buster Posey. If Barry Enright throws anything off speed right there, the left center field gap is wide open. Enright's been throwing a lot of first pitch curveballs early in the count. Torres got one right there. Looked like he was sitting on it, just couldn't get on top of it.
Good pitch.
Good pitch for him. Bad pitch for Buster Posey. That's just to hang with him right there. Backdoor sinker that ran back over the plate. When you're up in the count 1-0, you're not looking for that pitch. That's a good take.
Off his fist to Adam LaRoche, and that'll end the inning. Dave Fleming will be in. I'll head over to the KNBR side. It's 4-0 Arizona.
All right, back here in San Francisco, it is 4-0 Arizona, fourth inning. Dave Fleming now joins FP Santangelo here on the television side of things. FP, I know you and Kipe have been talking about it for these first 3 innings, but Tim Lincecum, some more of the same kinds of struggles here tonight against this pretty potent Arizona lineup.
Yeah, what he has to focus on right now is just keeping that 4 right there. Keep him right where it's at. Keep this game within reach. We saw the big comeback the other day by the Giants, and this offense is built to come from behind all of a sudden. So if you could just keep it at a 4-run deficit, you got to think the Giants have a good chance of coming back in this game.
First pitch swinging. Montero drives one deep to center field for a second straight time. Almost the same exact spot. Andres Torres one away. Wow. Almost an exact replica of his first at bat. All right, our trivia question tonight is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink Possible. Who was the last Giant to record 50-plus runs batted in his rookie season? Buster Posey right at that threshold. Last Giant, 50 or more runs batted in his rookie year. Giants have a great tradition of rookie seasons and impactful rookie seasons going all the way back to the days of this franchise in New York, but particularly here in San Francisco, and Posey sort of following suit. Parra, ground ball to short. Uribe, 2 down.
Good job by Lincecum right there, being economical. A couple of pitches, a couple of outs. That's what you want to see. Did the same time the last time around, getting a ground ball and a first pitch fly out. These guys will swing. You talk to the Diamondbacks people. They've been feast or famine all season long. They've relied on the home run. Kirk Gibson trying to stress the base running now, going first to third, reading balls in the dirt, doing the right things once they get on the base so they don't have to be so reliant on the long ball.
Chance for a real quick inning for Lincecum, but he's got to get through a good hitting pitcher, Barry Enright. Curveball, called a ball.
That's a good swing by Enright, but that's no Madison Bumgarner right there. Bumgarner comes up. He looks like he has a chance to hit a home run every single time. He's got great mechanics. I've been hearing for a couple of days what a great swing Barry Enright has. It's a good swing. I wouldn't throw great out there just yet.
That wasn't that great. Strikeout swinging. So Lincecum has his best inning. Now Aubrey Huff will try to get the Giants started when we come back. 4-0 Arizona.
Vecchi, former San Francisco Giants pitcher, and you're here tonight for your ministry endurance. Tell us about the event that you had.
Well, it was just an opportunity to introduce what we do to a group of people that we invited to come here And we had a wonderful evening. It was great. Had a chance to talk about the way we come alongside to encourage people through suffering, which is what our ministry does, but also to come here and enjoy the Giants and hopefully to see a win tonight. So we got a little bit of work to do, but it's been a great evening, and it's always good coming here.
And what does it mean, you, Dave? You had a lot of alumni support here today. Who was here for you, and what does it mean to have that support?
Well, Atlee Hammaker was here, and he and I go way back. Rob Nen showed up, Kirk Bruder, and it was just wonderful having those. Bill Newcomb came down, and it was wonderful having those guys here because they're alum. The Giants do a great job of keeping us all together, and it was a wonderful support and encouragement to my wife and I.
And people can check out your website at
endurance.org.
All right, from Dave Dravecky to you, Dave. Take it away.
Thank you, Amy. Dave Dravecky, one of my favorites, one of a lot of Giants fans' favorites. Meanwhile, Aubrey Huff hit one pretty well to center field, but retired for out number one. So with the Diamondbacks leading 4-0, Pat Burrell comes up. Burrell singled his first time up. And Dave's right. The Giants have a lot of work to do tonight against a guy who's throwing the ball real well. Not overwhelming with stuff, but you can tell right away. I mean, this is the second time the Giants have seen Barry Enright, but he's got a pretty good idea of what he's doing out there. Right in there for a called strike.
Keeping the ball down, got a great tempo going, good command of every pitch. And you look at that 90, it reminds me of Kane's 90 or 91. It's getting on the hitters. It's got a little bit of late life to it.
Burrell ahead in the count 2-1. Out of play, 2-2.
And that's the pitch you're looking for if you're a Giants hitter tonight. You're looking at that fastball, maybe belt high up in the zone. A lot of times with a sinker ball guy or a guy that has 4 pitches, 4 strikes. You're just looking for something up. Make him be up. You'll hear guys in the dugout say, elevate him. Get him up in the strike zone and go to work.
Burrow lines one into left center. Hanging. Parra makes the catch. Tumbling over, 2 down. All right, let's ask and answer our trivia question brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. Our question tonight, the last Giant to record 50-plus RBIs in his rookie season. And the answer is Chris Brown, back in 1985. Buster Posey one away from getting to that mark, so it's been a while.
Remember Chris Brown, good Giant.
Heck of a hitter. Jose Guillen takes a strike. Guillen grounded into a double play his first time up. Enright continues to be very efficient here tonight. That one right down the middle, and Guillen hit it hard. Kelly Johnson could not handle it on a backhand. That'll be a base hit for Guillen. Well, you mentioned Chris Brown, 1986 All-Star with our own Mike Krukow at the Astrodome in Houston. And a great talent, excellent all-around hitter. In some ways, reminds you in his hitting style of Buster Posey. Could hit to all fields, line drive kind of hitter.
Stays inside the baseball. I remember him just bursting onto the scene as a young Giants fan. Back in the day, everybody's talking about Chris Brown, the new guy.
The late Chris Brown. Very sad to hear of his passing. I think it was a couple years ago now. Pablo Sandoval, first pitch swinging, popped it up. Montero. Giants are retired. So another pretty quick inning for Barry Enright. 4-0 Diamondbacks. For Arizona, they lead the Giants 4-0. It's the 5th from beautiful AT&T Park in San Francisco. Friday night baseball. And the Giants ace is struggling again tonight. His last inning, though, his best inning. We'll see if he can build upon it. Changeup floats outside for a ball to Stephen Drew, who has been up twice, has walked, tripled, and scored 2 of the 4 runs. He is a red-hot hitter. Coming off a great series against the Padres. Strike 1 from Lincecum.
Yeah, I was worried about that coming in. He got 7 hits, 4 doubles, and 3 home runs. And against the Padres, one of the best staffs in the National League, in a ballpark that's not very hitter-friendly.
He hits one to left center field. Torres for the out.
Giants baseball is brought to you by the Solar Company. Call 877-60-SOLAR for 0 down, 0 payments for 12 months as a qualified buyer, or ask about their 0 down lease option. Offer expires August 31st.
Justin Upton for the Diamondbacks with the bases empty and 1 out. You get through Stephen Drew, you've accomplished something the way he's going lately. Upton has a sac fly and a run batted in, 0 for 1. One thing about Lincecum here in the last inning plus, he is getting the outs a lot more quickly. Upton chased one up high. And who knows, FP, maybe until Lincecum gets it worked out with whatever's going on, particularly with that fastball, he may have to change his approach a little bit. He's always been a strikeout pitcher, and he may have to try to induce some contact early in counts, try to get some outs in a little different way. Ball 2.
It's a dangerous thing when you're facing a team that comes in tonight with 1,100 strikeouts. You have a tendency to go out there and maybe think about strikeout instead of just pitching to contact. And why wouldn't you? You look at the strikeout numbers for the Diamondbacks, they're enormous.
His own history against Arizona, he's got 2 different 12 strikeout games, 2 different 13 strikeout games against these Diamondbacks in his career. So he's had a lot of big strikeout totals against Arizona. He's fallen behind Upton 3-1. Strike 2 with the fastball.
And the flip side of that is, they'll run into a pitch every now and then. They're up there hacking, they're swinging, they're letting it fly. While they strike out a lot, they hit a lot of home runs.
Upton just missed that one, perhaps. Torres with lots of room. 2 down.
Tune in to the NBC Bay Area Morning News Team for early news, traffic, and weather updates weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
Tim Lincecum. He's retired 7 in a row. Kelly Johnson with 2 outs. And he's mixing and matching nicely now. That was a first pitch changeup for a strike.
He found a little something when he's facing Adam LaRoche last time. Had good fastball command. He's getting it on the inner half of the plate.
That one just past third down the line. It'll be extra bases for Kelly Johnson. Not hit particularly hard, but placed perfectly, a 2-out double. That does interrupt the 7 in a row retired.
Not a whole lot you could do about that. A fastball well placed on the inner half part of the plate. The Giants defense playing Kelly Johnson 2 pull, so he beat the defense right there. Not anticipating he's going to go the other way. For the most part, Kelly Johnson, a pull hitter. Good piece of hitting right there, getting your hands inside the baseball.
But Johnson had terrible career numbers against Lincecum before tonight. He's 2 for 3 in this game. There's Chris Young, another guy with not much positive history against Lincecum, but you wouldn't know it tonight. There's a breaking ball in for strike 1. Young had been 3 for 31 coming into tonight's game against Lincecum. He's walked and singled, scored a run. To the backstop. Johnson will be at third.
Not that big of a mistake with 2 outs. I mean, when you have a runner on second base, runner on third, what's the difference with 2 outs? With Buster Posey having a tough time with that 58-foot curveball by Lincecum. That would have been a big mistake with 1 out, but the wild pitch hopefully won't affect the Giants.
Now it just puts a little extra pressure on your pitcher and catcher on the defense. Strike 2.
You might be thinking, if you're Lincecum right now, do I go back to that off-speed pitch that bounced? Maybe I'm afraid to bounce that pitch. So as a hitter on the other side of that, you're thinking he doesn't want to throw that pitch again. He doesn't want that ball going to stream with the runner on third.
Well, it looked like he might have gone back to some kind of breaking pitch. Maybe just a good changeup with a lot of bite to it.
Look at the action right here on the change, just down in the strike zone. And that's probably been his best pitch all night, keeping that pitch down. And he's figured it out. Like I said, you go back to the LaRoche strikeout where he buried that fastball in. He's been much better.
1-2. Young blasts one foul. Chris Young's another one of these Diamondbacks hitters. A lot of all or nothing. That's the pitch total. And as FP's reference, the first inning was the real high-stress inning. 3 of the 4 Arizona runs there. Since then, it's been a lot more efficient for Lincecum. Runner at third with 2 down here. Just off the plate.
That's a great pitch right there. I don't know how you can take that. Off-speed pitch, Buster Posey with a nice wide target right there, setting it away. Does a great job of going out there and framing that pitch. Couldn't get the call from Dale Scott.
Setting up away again. Young spoils it foul.
Good sequence right there by Buster Posey. Threw that pitch on the black, asked for it again. Sometimes you try to expand the strike zone a little bit more. When you're a hitter and you take a close pitch with 2 strikes and you hear the crowd, and trust me, you do. You hear them all go, ooh, you know you can't take that pitch again. And a lot of times a major league pitcher will try to expand the strike zone even farther out and get you to chase the next one because he knows you can't take the same pitch close.
Fastball blew him away. Strike 3. Young disgusted. Lincecum strands the runner at third.
For a few standing room only seats, there are still tickets available for the game on Sunday, 105 against the Diamondbacks. To purchase tickets, visit sfgiants.com.
Uribe swings to the first pitch and gets away with it. It's back into the seats, 0-1. Look at that. Joe DiMaggio seals bobblehead tomorrow. And hey, you get the standing room only seat. you can still, if you're one of the first 20,000 fans, it doesn't matter where your ticket is, you get one of those bobbleheads. 6:05 tomorrow. Another foul ball. It's 0-2 to Uribe. Standing room only in this park is not bad. You'd be out on the arcade, that new little party area beyond right center field. Just keep walking around.
That's the only way I've ever done it here. Just walk around.
0-2 to Uribe. Another breaking ball. Enright going after him with the off-speed stuff. Uribe singled his first time up. Stockton's own Barry Enright back in Northern California and pitching well against his hometown team. The 0-2. Hit hard, foul.
I'm just a huge believer in tempo. If you're a starting pitcher, and I've always said this, I don't understand why they all don't go out there, grab the ball and throw it, get on the mound, get your sign and go. It keeps your defense in the game. It puts pressure on the offense. You have to worry as a hitter to step out and hit at your own pace. And I just love the way Barry Enright's out there tonight, getting the ball and throwing it. Shaking the ass, here it is, get the ball and throw it.
Uribe hanging tight against him. Well, Enright's another one of these guys. And the Giants have seen a lot of them lately. The high-tempo pitchers. We saw him in Philadelphia. Roy Oswalt is the king of the quick tempo. Uribe, that one is playable. Johnson from second. One out. And let's go back to Amy Jean.
Well, Dave, I know on a Giants off day you didn't have one because you were participating, one of the 150 participants in the 20th annual Willie McCovey Golf Classic. More than 20 Giants alumni showed up and more than $95,000 was raised for the Giants Community Fund and Junior Giants. It was a great day had by all. I'm guessing, Dave, what did you score?
Well, Amy, with the scramble format, my own individual score was not of all that much importance. But my team, we did well. We had a good score. Plus, I think I won the closest to the pin on one of the par threes.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
FP was there.
Had a good time. Can we show Woody swing again? That was tired.
Ron Woda's not exactly a PGA quality swing either. 2 down. Sanchez, such a hot hitter lately. But he makes it out. Bases are empty for Tim Lincecum.
It was a shocker. We got back to the clubhouse yesterday, and Woody had one of the lowest scores. So how many mulligans did you use? He said, we had unlimited mulligans. Watch this swing right here. You want me to break it down? That's just an old man from Hoyleton, Illinois, who can't get his backswing going.
Well, Woody, he's not even 40 years old yet. I asked him yesterday, and he uses a hybrid on every shot. He uses a fairway metal no matter how. He could be 80 yards out and he pulls out the hybrid. Woody, come on. You're a professional athlete.
You look like the Haverkamps from Hattie Shack. Yeah, it's a peach, son.
Rob Nen and Kurt checking out their Giants. And make no mistake about it, those guys are paying close attention to this team. One thing that I thought was pretty cool about being there yesterday and seeing all the former Giants, and there were lots of them out there, every single one of them wanted to talk to me and to you about these Giants. They're watching every game. They're into this pennant race.
Yeah, and they knew everything about everybody. Rob Nin in Southern California, Woody in Hoyleton, Illinois. They watch every game on TV. Definitely into it. Once a Giant, always a Giant.
Lincecum off the bag. Skipped right over Mark Reynolds. It'll be a single, but a 2-out hit for the pitcher. He'll take it.
Here's our Dodge Ram drive of the game, and it's off the end of the bag. And Tim Lincecum, you look at it right there, he's just taking a fastball away and slicing it down Ichiro style and hitting the bag right there. That's just good, clean living, boys. Ball hitting the base, bouncing over Reynolds. Take a million of those.
He almost got unlucky the way it caromed off the bag. If it didn't hit that base, maybe he's got a chance to be in scoring position. Giants will take it, though, with Andres Torres coming up. We'll see if it turns into a 2-out rally. Another stolen strike with the curveball.
Enright featuring a lot of curveballs to Andres Torres. Last time up with runners in scoring position, got 2 curveballs in a row. Looked like he was waiting on it, just couldn't get that barrel of the bat on top of the baseball to drive it somewhere.
Tried another one there and missed. Giants have as many hits now as Arizona does. 5 hits on each side. And yet it's a 4-0 game. The biggest difference, Diamondbacks hitting with power. 3-run homer, a triple, a double. Among the 5 hits, Giants have all singles.
And a couple of walks, too.
2 walks scored. Andres Torres has been an extra base hit machine this year. Swings right through that curve. He is flummoxed right now. He is not comfortable at the plate against Enright.
Well, this is where if you're Barry Enright, you've thrown him 5 curveballs in a row. 2 his last at-bat, 3 this at-bat. And I don't know that you could throw a major league hitter 6 in a row. We'll see what he does right here, but you have a tendency to get greedy right now and know that he can't hit it, but Torres might be looking for it. You never know. Looks like they're calling for a fastball up.
2 up. Andres would not chase that one.
Well, the reasoning there is they're trying to change your eyesight. You see that curveball high out of his hand 5 times in a row. You might get him to think that fastball up is another curveball that's going to be on its way down, and you'll see a lot of guys swing through the high fastball after seeing a lot of curveballs. But if I'm in right here, I try to throw one in the dirt.
2-2. Ball 3. If he walks Torres, Posey would be next. There's Buster. Top of the order has been quiet tonight for the Giants. First 3 hitters, so important to this Giants offense. Combined 0 for 6. Full count, 3-2. Lincecum runs. It's ball 4. Well, it's our Bloomberg Sports graphic tonight. Andres Torres with those extra base hits against right-handed pitchers, and you can see where he likes the ball. Batting from the left side.
Excuse me, Dave. Like I said on the pregame show, it looks like Andres Torres loves to hit arrows. He loves to hit colored arrows that are out over the plate.
Working with Bloomberg Sports to provide some of the most in-depth and compelling data analysis baseball has ever seen. Fans can get their own set of these new state-of-the-art tools from Bloomberg, built for fun and for fantasy play. Go to BloombergSports.com to get a preview and find out all the details. Posey took a rip at the first pitch, hit it foul. And Buster looks a little frustrated tonight at the plate. A guy he hit real well in Arizona. Tonight he's 0 for 2, has grounded out twice.
Well, when he was in Arizona, he was in the middle of that streak. It didn't matter who was out there. Cy Young himself, he was that locked in. So Barry Enright on top of his game tonight. It's a good matchup.
Strike 2 called, and now Posey a little upset with that call.
I think the last time he was up there, Enright threw a little backdoor sinker. It was even farther outside than this one, but that's just a tough pitch. That ball starts out a ball, and really the only time it's a strike is when it hits leather. Good run on it coming back late. Greg Maddox made a living off that pitch.
Yeah, pretty good pitch there. Posey's got a hit from an 0-2 hole. 2 on, 2 out. And he strikes out on the high fastball. Barry Enright gets through another jam. Still 4-0 Arizona. Here is our McDonald's game summary on a Friday night in San Francisco. D-backs took an early 3-0 lead. It's now 4-0 Arizona. Lincecum has been much better in the last few innings, but damage done early. And Barry Enright, another good start so far for the Diamondbacks. 5 innings pitched, 5 singles allowed, and no runs. The 3-run homer by LaRoche went into San Francisco Bay. So it's 4-0 Arizona, 6th inning. And guess who? Adam LaRoche hit the plate against Tim Lincecum. Starts him off with a curveball for a strike. LaRoche hit his home run straight down the right field line and well into the water. Big power numbers again this year for LaRoche. Again, the Giants like this offseason. We're interested in. They ended up with Aubrey Huff instead and have been very happy.
A lot of trade rumors with him, waiver wire stuff. Still in the Diamondbacks uniform, but yeah, add a lot of pop to this ball club. We saw it tonight.
Overshift onto the infield for the Giants. Outfield is straight away. Swings through that changeup. Strike 2.
Great arm speed on that changeup by Lincecum. Boy, that looked just like his fastball. Coming out of his hand, LaRoche picked up fastball and that great late movement at the very end.
In tight with the fastball. Full count here to LaRoche. Leading off in the 6th. Power to follow. Mark Reynolds coming up next. Huff handles that one. He'll take it to first himself.
Giants baseball is brought to you by Supercuts. Save money without even looking like it.
The view from Willie McCovey's statue across the cove into the ballpark on a foggy kind of San Francisco night. Giants kind of night here, but the Diamondbacks with the lead. Mark Reynolds just a little bit low. Reynolds is the ultimate all or nothing kind of hitter. The Diamondbacks have a lot of these kind of players, but Reynolds is sort of the epitome. The power and the swing and miss.
Almost Rob Deere-like. He's got the 211 average and the home runs to go with it. Look at the numbers right there, 210 now.
Now last year he was so good because that average was not 210. He was a better hitter last year. He doesn't have to hit 300 to be a real good player. But it's hard to hit 210 and be all that impactful.
Well, when you got a bunch of guys that strike out and you're leading all of baseball in strikeouts, it's not a big deal to strike out. You come back to the dugout and more times than not, you've struck out. And today's player, I don't think, really takes a whole lot of pride in not striking out. You talk about guys like Tony Gwynn and Wade Boggs, and back in the day, they would go up there and battle with 2 strikes and foul balls off for a half an hour because they just simply didn't want to strike out.
And those two obviously are very different than Mark Reynolds. Full count here, 3-2. But even a lot of the great power hitters of a previous era in baseball. I mean, we talked to Willie McCovey a lot about this, Willie Mays as well. The approach changed when the count got to 2 strikes. For Reynolds and for a lot of today's power hitters, the approach just does not change. For better or for worse. Ball 4, he tried a breaking ball there with the count full. He walks Mark Reynolds. And Reynolds is not your typical slugger in that once he gets on the bases, he can move a little bit. He's a threat to steal a bag. He runs the bases pretty well. Giants getting the bullpen going. Jeremy Affeldt warms up.
Yeah, Reynolds was telling me he's playing with a pulled quad all season long, and for the first time around the All-Star break, it started to feel better. So he's at full strength right now, and he is a threat to steal a base.
Giants will pay attention to him. He only has 6 steals this season, but Reynolds last year hit 44 home runs and stole 24 bases. That's a pretty good combination. Miguel Montero 0 for 2, 2 fly balls to deep center field. Reynolds is going. The throw, and it skips past Uribe. Reynolds is going to try for third, and he's really not moving all that well into third. But he steals the base. The error will be charged to Posey. Runner at third, one out.
Yeah, the league's had a lot of success stealing against Lincecum this year. He's very long to the plate. Good job by Buster Posey. Good footwork. The ball just kind of ran to the first base side right there. And look at Reynolds right there with a good jump. He looks fine sliding to second base, but like you say, Dave, maybe he ran out of gas right there going to third, but you saw a little hobble in the step.
Montero to Uribe, who looks Reynolds back and throws out Montero. Well, Reynolds was starting to come down the line, and he's lucky he got back to third. 2 down.
Here's our forward right choice, Juan Uribe. We saw this play the other day with the game on the line. He dove for the ball, actually, got up and threw it to home. But right there, infield in. Look at the runner back to third. Kids at home, that's textbook. Got to check the runner at third base, make sure he's not going, because that run is the most important thing. And then you know your runner. You got a lot of time to get the out at first base. And he throws Reynolds right there with a look, and Reynolds doing a good job of scrambling back to the base.
Giants are going to walk the 8th place hitter Parra intentionally to go after the pitcher Barry Enright, who definitely is not coming out of this game the way he's been throwing the ball. Well, I think Uribe on that last play we just saw was really tempted to try to catch Reynolds off of third. He was a good bit down the line, maybe 15 or 20 feet away from the bag by the time he stopped toward home.
See, being the veteran guy that he is, he realized that Parra was on deck in the 8-hole and that Bruce Bochy would walk in to get to the pitcher, albeit a good hitting pitcher. When you're a veteran, all these things go through your head in the course of a ground ball. So very smart play right there by Juan Uribe.
We'll give him credit for that. I do think every infielder should be thinking ahead, thinking about situation, who's on deck, how many outs there are. Now, I might be asking a lot for an infielder to think a couple of hitters ahead, but
I used to just think, I better make this play or else I'm going to be on the bench for a week. That was the thought process here.
Enright swings through the off-speed pitch. And Lincecum, you can bet he will pitch Enright just like he's the Diamondbacks cleanup hitter. Take nothing for granted here.
It's a big at-bat. Got to keep him to 4 runs. You're within a grand slam of tying this game. That 4-run lead has got to stay right there if the Giants have a chance.
Ball 1. And we'll see. This could be it for Tim Lincecum, no matter what happens. He's up over 100 pitches now for the night. Bullpen, Affelt looks ready to go. Strike 2 on the changeup.
Like you said, pitching him like a 4-hole hitter. Great 1-1 change right there, just diving out of the strike zone. I don't be afraid to throw that one again. Repeat, maybe throw it a little bit lower. Have confidence that Buster Posey is going to block it if it's in the dirt.
1-2. Posey blocks it.
Well, usually good hitting pitchers are good hitting pitchers because they can hit a fastball. They go up there, they jump a first pitch fastball. They usually ambush a pitcher, meaning they swing at the first pitch, get that fastball, and get their at-bat over with. But as word travels around the league, you're seeing what happens. The 350 averages on the scoreboard to start the game tonight, now 318. You got to be careful.
Enright loops one. Guillen with time to get there. And Lincecum gets through it. Part of the order coming back up, 4-0 Arizona.
freeze cam. We go all the way back to before the game. It's the long haul bombers. The softball squad hitting balls to places in this ballpark I didn't think you could hit them. Splash hits everywhere. There's Juan Uribe trading bats with one of the guys, one of the softball bats. Coors Light Freeze Cram brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. They were hitting splash hits. They were hitting balls in the bay, hitting balls to the wiffle ball park in left field. These guys were unbelievable.
See, I think that was Uribe's version of a job application. 10 years from now, Uribe's going to be touring with that group. He was built to do that. He was born to be a softball exhibition home run hitter and a big league shortstop as well.
He swings way harder than those guys do.
Aubrey Huff, Giants need to get the offense going against Barry Enright. Pitching a shutout with that fastball as his key pitch. That movement coming back to the corner. He has really had that pitch dancing tonight. Aubrey Huff in a quick 0-2 hole. Go back to Wednesday. We're talking about Juan Uribe and teasing him a little bit about his softball swing. That was an amazing swing, I thought.
You give him the Demerini bat and those green baseballs, and that ball might land in Berkeley.
I could not believe that thing got out of the park. Huff with a pop-up on top of the dugout. Stays alive. It's 0-2. A line drive home run. And that was a key moment in that wild game. The Reds ultimately won, but that home run from Uribe was the swing that really got the Giants feeling like, hey, we can win this game.
Crazy how this park played in that series when it's warm out. Just a little backspin on a baseball, you never know.
Huff, a soft bouncer. Enright gets to it. And that was important. If that got by the pitcher, Huff might have himself an infield hit. So he fields his position well, too.
Yeah, Dwayne and I were talking about it. Usually a guy, a pitcher that can hit at the plate can field his position, because what is he telling you as a good hitter? That he's a good athlete. You see right there, Enright, like a cat off the mound. That was a good point you made, Dave. That ball gets by him. It's a base hit, and you never know. You get the leadoff man on, and you're in business.
Huff and Posey real quiet tonight. The 2-3 combination that has been so good for the Giants. Pat Burrell's had 2 good at-bats, a single and a line out. Took a diving catch by Parra in left to retire Burrell in the 4th. On the outside for a strike. Just the 75th pitch for Barry Enright. That number is not a problem at all. I think one of the goals, FP, against this Diamondbacks team, the way their bullpen has been hit around this year, is to get the starter out of the game, get into the bullpen. The Giants, they might not be able to do that tonight.
And not with the stuff he's got going on, the tempo he has, the front door sinker, the good curveball, good slider, good changeup.
That one is blasted foul way back there. A breaking ball that hung out over the plate. Burrow was just a little bit too quick.
Just a hair too quick. And Pat Burrow, one of the better hitters I've seen in a long time, hitting off-speed mistakes out over the plate. And that was one.
See the numbers for the D-backs bullpen. And believe it or not, even though they're basically the worst bullpen in the big leagues by a good margin, the Diamondbacks press notes before the game talking about how the bullpen has made strides lately. That tells you how bad it was for a part of the year. They could not get anybody out. Been a little better lately, but still, you get into the Arizona bullpen in a close game, you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, talking to Augie Ojeda before the game, he was talking about how the team in general has made strides since Kirk Gibson took over as manager. Working on all the little things, running bases, bunting guys over, turning double plays, things they didn't do early in the season.
Ball 4 to Pat Burrell. Second walk from Enright. See if the Giants can turn that into something with Guillen coming up.
Well, this is the instant offense part of the lineup. Burrell, Guillen, Sandoval on deck. If you're looking to get back into a ball game, you need base runners, and then you get the thump to the plate. One swing of that bat, and you're right back in this.
Guillen 1 for 2. Takes a strike.
A changeup and his fastball look exactly the same. And that's a tough night for a hitter. When the pitch comes out the same, the arm speed's the same, the movement is the same, the location's the same. Those two pitches look exactly alike. As a hitter, that makes for a seriously frustrating evening.
On the outside again, strike 2. Guillen shaking his head.
If you put one of those Johnny Bench pitchbacks back there, you remember the nets with the little square strike zone in it? Barry Enright has hit that thing every single time. Watch Montero's glove. He's not moving it a bit. His command has been unbelievable.
Ahead 0-2. Trying to put Guillen away. Going up high. He strikes him out. Right to the target. 2 down. He struck out Posey with that same pitch in the 5th. He strikes out Guillen here.
Yeah, look at the target by Montero here. He's standing up right there, exposing himself. You can get hurt like that as a catcher if there's a foul ball, but like I said, Enright, put the target there. I'm going to hit your glove all night long.
We see that more and more, catchers putting that high target, and I think it's pretty rare that the pitcher actually throws it right to the glove. I think sometimes pitchers have a hard time throwing it to that spot when catchers stand up like that. Not Enright. Sandoval to LaRoche for the out. Kites coming back over to join FP on the television side of things. Diamondbacks 4, Giants nothing.
Going on in San Diego as the Phillies are visiting the Padres right now, tied at 1 in the 8th inning, and that's going to start our poll question tonight. It's brought to you by Pacific Specialty Insurance. Who will you be rooting for this weekend? It's going to have an effect on your Giants one way or another. Vote at csnbayarea.com and get the results on Giants Post Game Live. Dwayne and FP.
All right, thanks, Amy. Check out my scorecard. It is Stephen Drew who's leading things on. Drew facing Ramon Ramirez, and he skies this one out into shallow right field. And Sanchez will put it away. But it's time for a change. Think Speedy. Oil change and tune-up. Your oil change tune-up and Smog experts.
See Ramirez right there, 55 innings pitched, 36 strikeouts, just 26 walks, 49 hits. Done a great job since he put on the orange and black. Been a great addition to this bullpen.
And Bruce Bochy has used them a lot. Here's Upton. Upton's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. And a breaking ball for a strike. On deck, Kelly Johnson. Foul at the plate, 0-2. Five hits for the Diamondbacks, 5 hits for the Giants. The problem is one of those hits went into the water. High to Upton, 1-2.
Nice job of Buster Posey giving that same target that Montero gave it last inning, wanting that high fastball with 2 strikes.
In the dirt, it's 2-2. So Lincecum ends up going 6 innings. Three and 2. Casey Blake hit a grand slam for the Dodgers in the 8th inning to give the Dodgers a 5-1 lead. There's a broken bat fly ball out to left field. Burrow's coming in. He's not going to be able to get it. And it'll be a 1-out single for Upton, bringing Kelly Johnson to the plate.
Good sinker right there by Ramirez. Nothing you can do about that. We've been watching Barry Enright all night long break some bats with the late movement that he has. Pretty good late movement right there on that 2-seamer.
Johnson off of Lincecum went 2 for 3. He came in facing Lincecum, and Lincecum had major ownage on him. Uribe and Sanchez at double play depth. Ramirez facing Kelly Johnson. Down low. Zaffeld walking down to the Giants bullpen. It is Irish Heritage Night. Geez, I sounded like I was one of the Irish guys. It's Irish Heritage Night. And if you keep the camera on these guys long enough, they might just do something really weird.
Well, this place has got a buzz to it all night long. This crowd is alive, ready to rock and roll, waiting to cheer for something. I don't know if you've noticed it, but every single Orange Friday, there's a vibe in this ballpark.
They're just ready to cheer.
For anything.
Easy. 1 ball and no strikes to Johnson. Runner goes. Pitches outside. Posey's throw. Not in time. Upton with his 15th steal.
I was shocked that it was that close. Upton with a great jump at first base, and Buster Posey making this a lot closer than anybody thought it would be. Look at that throw right on the bag. Uribe not even really having to make a tag, but look at the jump right here. Doesn't roll his head, doesn't look into the catcher. A lot of times you'll see a runner peek and look in if it's a hit and run, or maybe just look to see where the ball is. But I always felt like that took a step away from you. Upton right there got a great jump. Posey making it very close at second.
Up and in with a 89-mile-an-hour fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Johnson a little tardy, 2-2.
That was just one of those fastballs that just took off the last 5 feet, ran out of the strike zone. 92, but might as well have been 192.
Out of play. Johnson fights off a pretty good pitch.
So you missed it when you were on the radio side. We showed Woody golfing.
I saw a swing, and I never want to see it again. Seriously,
it's awful.
I don't want that swing to jump into my bag.
You look like the Haverkamps in Caddyshack.
My goodness, Woody, you're killing me. 2-2. Swing and a miss. You got him.
Wednesday, September 1st, 6:15 special start versus the Rockies. It's a flip video night at AT&T Park. The first 20,000 fans will receive a special coupon off your next flip purchase at local Best Buy stores or at the game. To purchase tickets, visit sfgiants.com. And remember, with dynamic pricing, buy early and save.
Here's Chris Young. Down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Upton at second base. A single and a stolen base. Giants trying to keep the margin at 4. Or the deficit. The 1-0. High down the left field line. Burrow will give chase. And this is going to sail into the seats. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. $38,013 here on a Friday night to watch the Giants and the Diamondbacks. And the 1-1 to Young, and Young takes inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. That was a start, and Ubaldo Jimenez left the game with a 1-0 lead in Denver. High, 3-1. Young will look for something good here ahead in the count. And he hits a bullet, and it's foul. And it's now 3-2. All right, split screen. Joey Votto had a great at-bat the other night. Take a look at the split screen. Votto and Woody. There's Votto. And here's Woody. If Woody would have left his feet.
That's the same swing. One's an MVP candidate, Triple Crown threat. The other one is Woody.
I'm not dogging Joey Votto. All he did was win the game in the 12th inning the other night with a base hit.
The swings were similar, though. Got to give you credit on that.
3-2 pitch. Popped him up. Middle of the diamond. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Freddie Sanchez. And that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 7th. That's right. Time for the Giants to wake those bats up. Is he? Here's Juan Uribe to lead things off. Breaking ball low and away. Uribe led off the third inning with a base hit. Popped out leading off the fifth. So this will be the third time he has led an inning off. Here he bounces this one under the glove of Enright, but Johnson is there to make the play. 1 out.
Giants against the Diamondbacks tomorrow at 6 p.m. on NBC Bay Area. Sunday at 1 p.m. on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area with Giants pregame live at 12:30.
Zito against Hudson. That would be somebody the Giants have never seen before. Daniel Hudson. As Sanchez asked for time. Now the first pitch. Up and in to Sanchez. 1 ball and no strikes. Nate Scherholtz has grabbed the bat. He's on deck. There's a strike to even the count. Phillies have taken a 1-run lead on the Padres in the 8th inning. It's 2-1 Philadelphia. Sanchez ropes one into left center field. And Scherholtz is going to hit for Sanchez's second hit.
You look at Freddie Sanchez right here, and he's been absolutely locked in. And when he's good, he's taking balls and swinging at strikes. It's that simple. Very relaxed at the plate. He's slowed his feet down, and you look at the stride and how still his head is from the side. I just love the fact that he always gets his hands inside the baseball. What does that mean? It's tough for a pitcher to get in on him. If a pitcher throws it away, he's going to hit it away. And every once in a while, he'll look for that heater in and cheat, as we saw the other day when he shot one out of the ballpark. But nice clean single by Freddie Sanchez. Stay hot.
Kind of laugh you mentioned home run. If Sanchez hits a home run there, it's almost like a rally play. You kind of want people on base to get that guy in a stretch.
Yeah, that's a key. Get people on right now, base runners, but get the crowd into this game. You have 38,000 people that are locked and loaded, ready to cheer for you.
Scherholtz shoots it high and out of play, a ball and a strike.
When you talk about the dog days of August, well, you're in a pennant race. You should be fired up anyways, but you know, after what happened the other day, all the excitement at the ballpark with being down 10-1 after 4. And now tonight, they're ready to cheer. You want to get the momentum on your side. I mean, there's a reason the Diamondbacks record is what it is. And if you could get into that bullpen, stay close, keep it at 4 runs, base hit here, base runner there, pop one out of the ballpark, this game is far from over. Love to get the crowd into it.
Wide to make it 2 balls and a strike.
And the one thing that has been the most consistent with the San Francisco Giants all season long is the fact that they refuse to give up. They refuse to go away. They're always battling every single baseball game all season long.
Sanchez at first with 1 out. 3-1. Giants would happily take a walk.
Lots of base runs. That's what you need.
Torres on deck. And they're going to say Scherholtz went around. And Nate Scherholtz, you got to try to get on any way you can. That means taking a 3-1 pitch. Now it's 3-2. Soft toss to Adam LaRoche. 4-0 Diamondbacks. Giants trying to make some noise, trying to get the crowd into it. Sirholtz lifts it out to left field. 2 outs. Tune in to NBC Bay Area. Tune in to NBC Bay Area Morning News Team for early news, traffic, and weather updates. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. Here's Torres. Torres 0 for 2 with a walk. Base runners. Sanchez swinging a foul back. Torres had a mighty rip. And it's now 0-2.
Love the hack right there by the little guy. You saw the stat earlier with all the extra base hits. There's a reason why. It's that 35-ounce bat. It's the fact that he can swing it like it's a 30-ounce bat. And you're down the count right there, 0-1. That is not a typical 0-1 hack from a leadoff hitter. He's just trying to hit a ball in the bay like those softball guys before the game.
Pitch number 98. One and 2. And that'll end the inning with the high fastball. 8th inning coming up. 4-0 Diamondbacks. Ask FPNI. Visit csnbayarea.com and ask us. Bob from, how do you pronounce this?
Series.
Do the players review their at-bats of previous games to see what pitches they're swinging at to help them improve?
Some guys do, some guys don't. I'd say most guys do now.
Roach takes a breaking ball for a strike. I think more guys do because it's available. I mean, everything's available. You know, Giants have Dan Martin, who's in charge of all the video in the game and the highlights. And I mean, you can go to Dan Martin and say, I want to see my at-bats on 3-2 pitches from right-handers. driven into center field in the park to Andres Torres. And that's out number 1. And you know what? And he's going to get that for you, just like that.
Here's our Dodge Ram drive of the game. You see LaRoche back in the first inning. Just a little fastball in, he turned on. Hit it like he knew it was inside. Hit it into the bay, and that is our Dodge Ram drive of the game.
Here's Reynolds. Reynolds 0 for 2 with a walk. Breaking ball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
I'll tell you what a lot of hitters do during the game. They'll go back and look at video to see if, say, maybe a called third strike was a strike. They want to know right away. They want instant feedback if they took that pitch and maybe argued with the umpire on a certain call if it was indeed a strike. I've seen times where guys have actually come back on the top step of a dugout and told the umpire that they just argued with my bad. I just went and looked at it on video and you were right.
It's not a bad thing to do. 3-0 to Reynolds. And we said that Mike was checking out his grandkid. Well, we were lying. He is here at the ballpark, and he's watching the game.
Couldn't stay away.
Reynolds pops this one up. Aubrey Huff, will he have a play? Looks like he will. 2 outs. Reynolds upset. It was a 3-0, pretty good pitch to hit. And here's Montero.
Montero's been digging that fastball early in the count all night long. Be surprised if Affelt throws him anything straight here early.
Deep into left center field. Burrell is gonna put it away. And that'll end the inning as Affelt tips his cap to Montero. It's 4-0 Arizona. Some of what has happened here at the ballpark. It's 4-0 Arizona. The new pitcher is right-hander Blaine Boyer.
Well, he can run it up there. Fastball, slider, curve, change. Fastball averages about 95 miles an hour. So Mike Fontenot is going to be seeing some dead red.
Something's going on with Buster Posey. He came in to catch, but Cody Ross was in the on-deck circle to end the inning. And now Fontenot is hitting for Posey. So when we find out, you will find out. So here's Fontenot, followed by Aubrey Huff and then Pat Burrell. Boyer knocks it down. He will pick it up and throw to LaRoche. 1 out. So how good was Enright tonight? 7 innings, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts and 2 walks. Not bad.
Not bad. Great stuff. All 4 pitches for strikes. He was throwing that Greg Maddux sinker to all the Giants left-handers, starting in off the plate, running it back. Had great late movement on his 90 to 92 mile an hour fastball. And for whatever reason, had a lot of late life, a lot of swing throughs and hitting counts.
Huff takes the pitch in tight. Aubrey Huff 0 for 3 in this game. Pat Burrell on deck. And a strike to even the count. At Petco Park, the Padres and Phillies are going to the 9th. Phillies leading 2-1. Low to Huff, 2 balls and a strike.
It was funny talking to the Giants players today during batting practice. They're all focused on the San Diego Padres. They don't want to have anything to do with wild card talk at this time of the year. They want to catch those guys.
It won't happen if they don't beat them themselves.
Yeah, that's one thing you want to, that's a box you want to check off if you're the Giants, that you can beat those guys. A big Southern California, Arizona road trip coming up.
And the walk to Huff. I mean, tonight, that's a rally. And here's Burrow. The Dodgers ended up beating the Rockies by a final of 6-2. So the Casey Blake grand slam in the 8th had a lot to do with that. Burrow has had 3 good at bats. He's been on base twice. And he looks at a strike.
2-run Tater would make things interesting right here.
Indeed it would. Another strike, and it's a quick 0-2. So Boyer is, at least that last pitch was at 94.
They've got good stuff, good sink, good velocity on his fastball. Burrow looking to jack something, looking for something middle in that he can turn on. Those 2 pitches weren't it.
And Burrow, a 3-pitch strikeout. And here's Guillen.
Yeah, those first 2 sinkers were backdoor variety, kind of the same way Barry Enright was throwing him. Started him off the plate and ran him back. And you look right there. Maybe Burrow thought that was another one that was going to come back. That pitch had a little bit of cut on it. Went the other way.
One and 0 to Guillen. 2-0 to Guillen. Montero out to have a word.
That's some great special effects right there. I don't know how you guys do that every single night. You put that big Sportsnet Central logo out in the Covey Cove.
You're talking about there's like 30 interns holding that stuff up out there.
That is awesome. Who takes it down? How long are they here till?
As soon as the seagulls depart, so do they. 2-0 to Guillen. And a line drive into right field, a base hit. Well, Pablo Sandoval's coming up. Again with his second hit.
Well, maybe Pablo saw that Sportsnet Central logo in the water, and he feels like, let's send that logo a message. I'm in.
Well, as hot as Sandoval has been, and he's not been carried over into this game, he's 0 for 3. Well, Stottlemyre's coming out.
Pablo been a little bit anxious tonight. The last 2 outs have been on the first pitch, and you could question whether they're strikes or not. You don't want him to be too picky up there and lose his aggressive nature, but look for something up in the strike zone where you can drive right here with the big late movement on Boyer's fastball. Look for something out over the plate, something you could drive, maybe look for a gap right here, and that's what he has to be thinking. You don't want Pablo Sandoval to go up and be passive and say take pitches, because I think that's where he got into a lot of trouble this year, where he was in between. But I mean, the last series against the Reds, very slow with his feet, swinging at good pitches, and even in the position to hit bad balls. And that's what he did so effective in 2009.
1 for 4 lifetime against Boyer. And it's low, and it's 1-0.
It's a good take right there. That's a pitch that he swung at the first pitch the last couple at bats, that low fastball. It teases you. It looks like a strike most of the way, then it sinks right out of the strike zone. He swings right there. It's a ground ball.
1 ball and 1 strike. That's a challenge. Sandoval accepted it, and he swung and missed.
He didn't leave anything in the bag either. Look at this 1-0 hack right there. A lot of times when you get that big with your swing, it'll actually slow you down. If you look at the replay right there, the ball was by him. It's that nice easy swing. You get the head out. That's the one that goes a long way.
Well, that ball was by Sandoval again. It's 1-2. Boyer's like, well, if you're going to swing that hard, then I'm going to throw a little harder. That last one was at 96.
Well, you live for at-bats like this as a hitter. Every once in a while you look out there, look the guy right in the eye and say, let's do this thing. Let's play some good old-fashioned country hardball. Just give me your best stuff and I'll swing as hard as I can. And let's see what happens.
Huff at second. Ian at first. And he chases a high fastball, and that'll end the inning. We'll go to the ninth.
Is still 9, right? Pitcher spot is still 9.
Affel back out to pitch the 9th, and he'll be throwing to Gerardo Parra. 4-0. Diamondbacks. There's a good breaking ball from Affel. Parra is 0 for 2. He was walked intentionally in the 6th. And another good breaking ball. And it's 0-2. Throw it again.
Triple up. Barry Enright did that to Andres Torres, doing 5 straight curveballs.
Comes back with a fastball. It stays 0-2. Aubrey Huff moves from first base to right field. Fontenot, after the pinch hit appearance, he moves to third. Sandoval goes to first. And the 0-2 pitch is a swing and a miss. Whiteside knocks it down and throws him out. Eli Whiteside behind the dish.
Parr wasn't digging that curveball from Affel. Went back to it after showing him the fastball. Good decision by him and Eli Whiteside.
Here's Ryan Roberts. Roberts a pinch hitter. And he takes a strike. In the 9th inning for the Giants. For the 4th time in the game, Uribe is going to lead off an inning. So that means Sandoval has made the last out 4 times. There's a bouncing ball to the right of Sanchez. Kicks off his chest. He kicks it around. And Roberts is aboard. The Rockies are in here next week, Monday, August 30th. And what's the dynamic deal of the week? It'll be view reserve left field tickets for all 3 games. $6. That's right, $6. Look at the different starting time on Wednesday, a 6:15 start. And all you have to do is go to sfgiants.com, buy early and save. $6. Come on out to the yard. Sanchez makes his first error of the season. Not an easy play by any stretch of the imagination.
They got caught with the in-between hop right there. Ball skidding off the grass, hitting the dirt. Tried to stay with it. But that, like you said, first error of the year. That guy's been lights out all season long at second base.
Unbelievable. Good breaking ball misses.
And I bet you if you ask him right now, there's nothing worse than making an error. And I guarantee you he wanted to go coast to coast without making one. That's something not too many guys can say they did.
You get into a rhythm defensively just like you do offensively. That's fouled, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. I mean, you think defensively that you can literally catch everything and that you will never make an error. And then there are times when you go, I'd rather have him hit the ball to somebody else, at least for this game.
You play out of position on purpose. He's a pull hitter. Let me play him up the middle.
Just outside, 2 balls and a strike.
It's like when you're struggling hitting. Sometimes you're on deck and you're not rooting against the guy so much to make the 3rd out up there and make the last out of the game so you don't have to hit. But you're just not that confidence. You don't have that confidence once you get in the batter's box. But, he didn't just lose the Gold Glove right there because he made 1 error.
Pass Sandoval down the right field line. And with the speed of Roberts, this could be interesting. And they're going to hold him at third. Roberts. Oh, goodness. He slowed up going into 3rd. It'll be a double for Stephen Drew. And now Upton's going to hit.
And fastball in the inner half of the plate. We've been talking about Stephen Drew all night long, the hottest Diamondbacks hitter coming into this game. Pablo Sandoval bouncing off the bag as he's holding the base runner on. Can't make the play. And like you said, Roberts coming to third base and maybe pulled up a hair too soon. You never know right there. You have to give Joel Youngblood a chance to send you. Always make the base coach stop you. Never stop before you get to the base. Stop after you've already gotten to the base that you know you can get to easily.
Affeld is going to face Kelly Johnson after walking Upton intentionally. I have to say that Stephen Drew is officially hot.
Whew.
So Kelly Johnson facing Affeld with the bases loaded. Kelly Johnson 4 for 7 against Affeld lifetime.
Well, you saw the effect of the curveball on Parra from Jeremy Affeld right here. I'm thinking about going back to that pitch early and often to Johnson. And with one out and the bases loaded, he's got to find a way to keep the game right here at 4-0. This is where you have to start thinking lucky.
Giants will play the infield up the middle for the double play, and this is smoke to left. Burrow back, he's not going to get it. And that's one big bounce over his head. 2 runs are going to score into second base with a double is Johnson. Ownage is ownage, folks. Johnson is now 5 for 8 lifetime against Affeld. And that pretty much breaks this game wide open.
And for whatever reason, the first pitch fastball right down the middle. Kelly Johnson doing a good job of letting that ball get deep for his 3rd hit of the night, his 2nd double. And like you said, Dwayne, that breaks this one wide open. For the Giants, you had to find a way to scramble out of that jam, and they didn't.
And that'll send some people to the exits. And it'll make its way for us to say when it's time for a change. Think Speedy, oil change and tune-up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Top of the 9th inning. These are the numbers for Santiago Casilla.
Fastball, slider, curveball. This website I go to check out guys' stuff, it averages your fastball out. So when you go to the website, it tells you what the average fastball, 97 miles an hour. That means that's where he's sitting. So power arm, we've seen it all season long. Got to find a way to get out of this jam.
1 out. 2 runs in. Upton at third, Johnson at second. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Giants now play the infield in. And the same spot, 0-2.
Young sitting on that 97 I was just talking about. Got a couple of sliders right there. I can see I might just triple up, maybe even try to bounce one. Because it's obvious. I mean, Chris Young just told you that he's sitting on your fastball.
One and two to Chris Young.
Got a good sequence working right here. A couple sliders away, a couple 3 sliders away. That opens up that 97 on the inner half. You can do whatever you want here. You could repeat the slider, or you try to go with that hard fastball in the inner half.
Down low, 2-2.
That's where Whiteside set up. He wanted that 96, 97 in on Chris Young's hands. Had it set up, just missed a spot.
Double action, Heilman and Carrasco. Infield in, 2-2. On the ground, Uribe throws him out. Pretty automatic now. You play the infield in, and you got runners at second and third. The ball is going to be hit to Juan Uribe.
Yeah, it's happened quite a few times in the last couple of games. So I'm telling you, as an infielder, Kuiper, you know this. Sometimes when you get those bigger hitters up there, you got runners on second and third, infield in. That's not a fun thing, playing infield in. You're way too close to the hitter.
Absolutely. LaRoche is going to be walked intentionally. So LaRoche will take the walk, and it'll be Reynolds. And here comes Reynolds. Two runs here in the ninth inning for the Diamondbacks. You want to know what Padre baseball, what it's like? The Padres have just tied the game up in the ninth inning. Brad Lidge balked.
And they're inventing ways to win down there.
And a strike to Reynolds.
After he hit a guy.
Reynolds takes one wide.
You see, he got a good feel for the slider right now, throwing it on the outer half of the plate, letting it break off the plate. Bruce Bochy walking the lefty to get to the righty, looking for the punch out, looking for that 176th punch out for Mark Reynolds.
1-2. There's a 98-mile-an-hour fastball right down Van Ness.
Can't pull the trigger on it. See two sliders that are in the 80s, and then all of a sudden you see almost a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. It's tough to fire off a swing.
One-two pitch. Here it is. And it's low, 2-2.
Well, you want to seal the deal right here on this pitch. You don't want it to go full. You don't want base runners running all over, distracting you on a 3-2 pitch with the bases loaded and 2 outs. So whatever your best pitch is right here, you want to locate it and throw it right now.
Swinging, he chopped it foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Reynolds does have a tendency to chase that high fastball with 2 strikes. The only thing is you better get it up there, because if he gets the barrel on top of that, it's 4 instant runs for the Diamondbacks.
Garcia and Whiteside come up with the 2-2 pitch. And he got it. And that's unfair. Lots of work to do for the Giants, but they've done it before.
Matt Morrison will feature Giants Diamondbacks postgame with Jamie Simon. She's got the sound. Padres and Phillies face off. We just talked about that. And the Raiders celebrate before facing the Niners. Where's the logo in the bay? Not that thing back. They take it down already?
Interns have left.
Wow. These guys are quick. They're like elves.
6-0 D-backs. Here's DJ Carrasco.
And fastball, slider, cutter, curve. He's got it all. Fastball about 90. Slider goes about 80. He's got a little cutter that'll run in on left-handers, and he's got a pretty good curveball.
One ball and no strikes to Juan Uribe. And a strike. Sanchez to follow. One and two. Uribe tonight is 1 for 3. Skies this one out into center field for Chris Young. 1 out. And here's Sanchez. Sanchez has a couple of hits. First pitch strike. Travis Ishikawa is on deck as Sanchez fights it off into the club level, and it's 0-2. Out of play. Look out. Pay attention.
Well, you know he's got that drop down frisbee, and as a right-handed hitter, that must be tough to stay in there. As a switch hitter, I never had to worry about a guy dropping down on the same side as I was hitting, but for a right-handed hitter, that's got to be a very effective pitch.
It's amazing. I always said, you keep your shoulder in it. Well, keep your heart in it.
Yeah.
And Sanchez out. 2 down here in the 9th. And here's Ishikawa. Ishikawa hitting .279. Takes a pitch just above the belt. And it's 1-0. Remember, tomorrow, Daniel Hudson against Barry Zito, NBC Bay Area. And that will start at 6:05. So we'll be on the air right at the top of the hour. FP will be here, so will I. And then Sunday back on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area, Lopez against Kane. The 2-1 pitch. Ishikawa takes high, 3-1. Three and two. Ishikawa started to offer at that and might have had a half swing. And the payoff pitch. And it's dribbled out in front of home plate. And this should do it as Montero throws him out. And that's the ball game. Game one in this 3-game series goes to the Arizona Diamondbacks. And this was a game, FP, where the Giants got down early. And Barry Enright took advantage of it.
Yeah, great tempo going, great front door sinker, had a good off-speed pitch, throwing all his pitches whenever he wanted to at any count. I'm very impressed with the outing Barry Enright had.
So the Giants now will have to lean on Barry Zito. Remember, Zito pitched on Wednesday, but he'll be on the hill tomorrow night.